I got the horse right here. The name is Paul.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Barn Grill. I'm Mike Heads with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Sunday. August the 7th races at Hastings. We do have 8 races on tap. Should be a great afternoon. Weather's supposed to be spectacular. And we'll monitor how the Sea to Sky Pick 6 does it. Going into Friday's card, it is at 92,000 and
so we'll be over
has an opportunity to be over 100,000 heading into the Sunday program.
And some tough races to try.
It's a tricky little card. There's a lot of young horses, a lot of unproven horses, a lot of maiden races. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Let's kick things off in race number 1. Maiden $8,000 fillies and mares. You're going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 4-horse final exit. I thought it better than looked race last time. You know, it does drop in class from 16 down for the 8, and just looks like she might be able to get the lead in here. That's the only reason I fancied her a bit. I think both Pat Jarvis runners are pretty dangerous. I put Finality Matters in for second. Another one taking a little dip in class, and you know, this is not a tough 8,000. So, and I put the 3-horse Whiskey Cat, who's up in class from 4,000, but it showed an encouraging debut. I put her in for third. I went 4-5-3.
I agree with you. I landed on the 4 as well. I think she gets the lead. That's why you like her. That's why I liked her as well. Antonio Reyes takes over riding assignment for Pat Jarvis. I got Final Exit on top. I put Becca's Victory. Harold Barraby's horse has been running well lately. She's well bred. She's at a backseat. Becca's thrown a lot of runners. One start last year in a sales stakes, runs 9th, and just, you know, that was in September. Then she runs back in July, runs 7th. That was for 16. This is the first time in her career she's going to be able to, you know, get kind of a good cycle going where she runs back in 2 weeks and she cuts her price in half. So I give her a shot for second, and I put Whiskey Cat, as you mentioned, a good, very good effort in her first start. Only getting beaten next. She does go up in class, but this isn't a terribly tough 8. She definitely fits in here. No, it's not a tough 8. No. If she can move forward a little bit off that first race, she's going to be tough as well. I'd use all 3, and Finality Matters I'd throw in there. I'd go 2, 3, 4, 5 in my early pick for that, but I did go 4, 2, 3 in my picks. On to the second. Maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. I went to the runners here. I went to the horses that have run. I went to A Star to Be. She's had 2 very good efforts, a good third behind Driller. And then last time just got caught late by another boy, Straight Remark, just missed by a head after catching the lead. Those 3.5. She's an astrology, so she should get better with the distance. And I thought 2 very good efforts for her in her first 2 races. So I went back to her on top of Classic Statement. Keith Peterson horse in here, daughter of Understatement, who ran a big race. Only gets beat a length in that same race as Straight Remark and A Star to Be. So I put her in the second spot. Silvino Morales rides her again today, or takes over for David Lopez, sorry. But I do like Classic Statement and Discreet Country. The other horse that started, Anita Bolton's horse, has been running very good. Her 2-year-old's been running very good. And comes out of another live race, Hanson's Victory, Driller. Should move forward. I like the fact that Richard Hamill sticks with her. I went 2, 7, and 1.
Yeah, I can see any of your picks coming in. It's just some of the races where you have to go down to the paddock and have a peek at them. But I went to the 6, Sherry Sugar Rush for Mike Anderson, our leading trainer. This horses, I like seeing horses that have been prepped to go 6 furlongs instead of the ones that are prepped to go 3.5, and then come back and run 6 furlongs. This horse has had a steady string of halves, 5, 6 furlongs, back down to a half, and just a good preparation, I think, and with no hiccups in the schedule. I just think this horse has got a good opportunity to win. So David Lopez probably could have rode the 7-horse Classic Statement, ends up on the 6, Sherry Sugar Rush, and I'll try that one to win it. Put over the 2, A Star to Be, your top pick. Definitely a solid horse that's going to be dangerous. Good runner-up effort last time. Seems to have worked well on the stretch out, and for Mark Clucci, who's out having a great season. I agree with the 7 Classic Statement for third. Goes first time light 6 as well. 6-2-7 for me in race number 2. On to the third race. $4,000 fillies and mares. Now there's a 3 lifetime going a mile to 16th. I ended up on the 6 Rio Hana. I think this horse is pretty live in here. Had to battle on a pace. It wasn't really fast. Well, the second quarter was fast. The first quarter wasn't so fast, but still was the idea of battling. And the 3 mini fridge got to look at all of it, and then just made one big brush down the backstretch to swoop the leaders and ended up losing to Stormstalker. But I thought Rio Hana's race was as good as Mini Fridge, and I think they're both the horses in here.
Yeah.
Rio Hana for me was best. I think she's going to get an easy lead, and she's going to be tough to beat. Mini Fridge is going to have to battle a little bit more. We'll see. And I put the 4-horse leading lady, who is a non-2. You'll notice there's 3 non-2s in here that jumped up into the non-3 to make the race go, and the non-2 didn't go at a mile 16. So instead of sitting in the barn another week, horses like Storm Cruiser, BA Whole Auger, and Leading Lady all jumped up into the non-winners at 3. So I thought she was the best of the rest. 6 and 3 for me are interchangeable. I think they're miles the best. I went 6, 3, 4.
I got the same horses. I put Mini Fridge on top. She's ran 10 times now. I think I've picked her. This will be the 11th time I've picked her. But, I mean, she's found her key. She has to go long. Ran really good against Stormstalker in an 8 last time. I thought a really good race from her. Now she's back in for 4. Hamill, of course, sticks with her for Mike Anderson. Always dangerous connections there. I got Mini Fridge on top. I put Leading Lady in the 2nd spot. Absolutely crushed her first start going long. Then the 2nd time against Winner, she ran into, a pretty tough filly in Xenia. This race isn't as tough as the race she was in against Xenia, so I got her in the 2nd spot. I got Rio Hana, as you mentioned, very live in here as well in the 3rd spot. Same horses, just different order, 3, 4, and 6 for me in the 3rd. On to the 4th. It's a tough one. Optional 35 for older horses, and you can make a case for every horse in here.
Feature.
I landed on Slice of Red. I thought a good 2nd last time behind Shooting Jacket. Won an optional 25, went up to an optional 50, a good effort, ran 2nd. Now he's kind of in the middle in an optional 35. And he's my horse in here. I land on him. But Captain Jones, who's come to life here in 2016, turned into a very nice 4-year-old for Frank Barabee. Broke his maiden for 16. Come right back and beat Taylor's Deal for 25. And Taylor's Deal, of course, came back to win on Sunday. So I got Captain Jones in the 2nd spot. And I put Uncle Willard. He's eligible to win one of these. Good 2nd last time behind Crackdown when they went in 116 and 1. And he is a horse that's good going long as well. Just a real solid horse, good 85 buyer last time. I got him in the 3rd spot. I went 3, 2, and 6.
Yeah, I agree with the 3 Slice of Red. I mean, he ran way too good to lose last time. Shooting Jacket ran him down, but Slice of Red had a pile of pace pressure. Did everything, but he earned the victory, but didn't get it, and that was unfortunate. Slice of Red, if the race didn't do him in, then if he runs that race back, he's got to be really tough.
Yeah.
I put the 4-horse Mysterious Soul, going to go without blinkers in for 2nd. He made a premature move going long last time off of 1 lone sprint, and I think he'll be better served this time with the race under his belt and the blinker change. He's worked well. Amadeo Perez has been on him before, and I think there could be a good pace to set up Mysterious Soul.
Saw those 2 team up, Barb Heads and Amadeo Perez team up for a win on BC Cup today with
Touching Promise. That was a lot of fun. And I went to the 1, Remember to Breathe. I'm not going to get great value because the horse did run 2nd by a nose to Calgary Caper, who won the BC Cup Classic. So I know it was a 25 claimer, but Calgary Caper came back to win the Classic. And so Remember to Breathe probably should have won that day. The horse just was in front right before the wire.
Looked like he won, actually.
He was in front after the wire, but the only place he wasn't in front was at the wire, and Calgary Caper got his nose down. But Captain Jones, I have no idea if this horse wants to go long. This is a big company change for him. He got some pretty easy fractions last time. I don't know. I'm on the fence on him.
You picked him last time at 20.
I know. I loved him. I thought there was no speed in the race, but this is different. You got Slice of Red going to be looking at him. You got Uncle Willard going to be looking at him. I just like that he's on
a roll. I like the horse got confidence. That's what
I just see pace in here. I don't think Slice of Red's going to give him the lead. I don't think Remember to Breathe's going to give him the lead.
Yeah.
Uncle Willard's got pace. He tried to chase down Crackdown last time. If he wasn't lugging in so badly, he would have won. And he's another horse that's going to be out there. I just had trouble putting Captain Jones again in the winner's circle. Last time was the time at those odds. This time he's probably going to be 4 to 1. This time he's going to be 4 to 1. He's in like so much tougher, like eons tougher. So I don't know. I just had trouble putting him in the top 3. I went 3, 4, and 1. I like Slice of Red over Mysterious Soul, and I put Remember to Breathe in a tight photo over Uncle Willard. The 5th race, $4,000 claimers going a mile on the 16th. Good competitive group here. I went to the 8. Say Fabulous. I think this horse is pretty live in this spot. Got good speed, ran a good runner-up effort last time. I don't see a lot of speed in here. It's going to put him in the mix. The 3 Francer's Finest is live on the class drop. Going to go in blinkers for the red White Hot Phil Hall. He's like kicking it right now. and who did I put in for third? Mario's win. I can't remember who I put in for. Tapacero I put in for third.
Yeah.
I put 385. Tapacero or 835. Tapacero is pretty live in here if he can get his game face on. He was terrible in the paddock last time. Was scratched. Moved to the Jim Brown barn. This horse was in a different barn last time. It doesn't show it because it was scratched. And this horse is definitely doing better. I've seen this horse been doing a lot of paddock schooling, and hopefully Tapacero's a little better. But I went 835.
I'm with you. I think it's 3 and 8. Those are the two I like.
Those are the two horses.
I put Franzer's Finest on top. He's dying to go long. He's got 2 sprints so far. Only gets beat he gets beat a length and a half and then a little over 2 in his 2 sprints, and he's a way better horse going long. I like Franzer's Finest, as you mentioned too. Phil Hall pressing all the right buttons right now. I got Franzer's Finest on top of Say Fabulous, who had a good second last time behind Majestic Mark. Another one that loves the distance. I got him in the second spot. And I threw Promise Glory. Blaine's horse.
Why not?
Threw Promise Glory in there. He loves to hit the board.
No, he's a good route horse.
Yeah, he's a good route horse. His last two, the 2 times he's run long, this time he's got a second behind Ambidextrous Duke and then a third last time behind Majestic Mark and Safe Hours. So I threw him in the third spot again. 3, 8, and 4 in the fifth for me. On to the sixth, 16,000 non-3. Another tough race. There's some tough handicapping races here. 16,000 non-3 for boys going long. Field of 9.
Boys and girls. We got 2 girls.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of girls in here as well. Amber Moon and Bold and Lovely. I went with Creus. 2 very good races this year. Second behind Shuswap. Of course, Shuswap came back to run big in the starter series. And last time couldn't quite catch PS Diamond Cutter, but got a 67 by her again in a defeat. And now he gets to go long. He's only got 1 second out of 4 starts going long, but he was running against considerably tougher horses then. The second, he just got beat a half by Sedin last year. He's running against all the top 3-year-olds. I like Creus in this spot. I think it sets up for him. I got Creus on top of Admiral Jackson, who ran an open 16 last time against Venetian Mask, Senior Rojo, Wilo Cat. Now he's in another conditional race, and he should be raring to go. I got him in the second spot. And the third spot, I put Merlot. He keeps running third. I'll put him in third again. 7, 8, 1 for me in the sixth.
Yeah, I've gone to the 8, Admiral Jackson. Pretty impressed with his. He was runner-up in his maiden, then he came back. He actually got the maiden win via disqualification, but then came back to win in the same race, exactly. Mile 16, non-2, non-3, and he won it very comfortably. Then came back to running as open 16, as you mentioned. Venetian Mask, Senior Rojo, Wilo Cat. Those are horses that probably have $1 million in earnings combined.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
they've won 15, 20 races, and he's won 2.
And what a come back to 16, non-2, non-3. It's a huge drop, but he isn't drawn well. He is vulnerable, but still, he's the horse to beat. Put the 4-horse Royal Briar in for second. I thought he ran well last time. He's always going to be there or thereabouts.
I don't have him in there, but this is a horse
in these races. I just couldn't take Merlot. He's had a lot of chances. Southern Casanova had every shot to win last time, couldn't do it. Bold and Lovely, it's had trouble with the fillies. Amber Moon was the one that was interesting to me. She's been sprinting in her last 2, couldn't handle Fire Beauty and Dear Lily in her first 2 races, but those are pretty nice fillies. And she gets into a conditional race. Those are open races. Gets into a conditional race. I know she is running against the boys, but her mile 16th races and mile 8th races were pretty good. So don't give up on her, and gets leading rider Richard Hamill as well. Perfectly Reckless was claimed last time. Did lose for 8, though. Creus, I don't know what to do. I think he's a better sprinter. That's the only judgment I have against him, is that he's not the greatest road horse, and we'll see how he fares. But it just seems like if there's other pace in the race, he might not do so well. But he's a horse with the class to win for sure. But I had a lot of trouble with the race like you did. I went 8, 4, and 5 in race number 6. On to the 7th race. Not a lot of trouble handicapping this one. Maiden $4,000 claimers going 6.5. Really thought 9-horse Adams River Run's going to be pretty tough to beat. Barely got beat last time for maiden 8. Got claimed, shows up for 4. A little alarming that he shows up for 4, but still the horse has got to be the one to beat. Put the 6-horse BB Bolt in for second. Battling against some better maidens and been battling on the pace too. Hopefully a little better pace scenario for him. And I put the 1-horse Red Rory, another one, running well. I went 9. 6-1.
I agree. I think Adams River Run is the horse
great
in here.
on paper.
Yeah. Gets beat by Cowboy Phil, who's pretty tough, and it was well clear of Red Rory. I got him on
Cowboy
top.
Phil was running for maiden allowance. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. That was
he
a
ran
good
into
drop,
a pretty tough horse on the class draw.
So I like Adams River Run. I put Red Rory in the second spot, and I threw Sal in the third spot because
He's always there.
He's run third
Cool
4 times in a row. Why not again today? 9, 1, and 5 for me in the 7th. On to the 8th. 4,000. Wide open for older Colts and Geldings. Going 6.5 furlongs. Field of 8 here. I landed on the 3 London. Only gets beat ahead last time by DJ Snow. Looked like a winner. And DJ Snow came from the clouds and nipped him right at the end. But I'm going to go back to London. I thought a really encouraging race. There, he shows up against a lot of the same guys. So I put London on top of Broward County, who I picked last time. He ran a good third, only gets beat a length, and he is an old class horse that's going to win one of these days. I don't want to leave him out. Hamill sticks with him. Broward County in the second spot, and I put a Beal, who's dropping from that 62.50 level, which is a little bit tougher than this, into a 4. And Pat Jarvis's barn is heating up. She had 2 wins on the Monday card, won the bookends first and last. I got him in the third spot of Beal. I went 3, 2, and 5.
I have the same 3, Drew. I did put a Beal on top. Did lose to his stablemate last time, Step Up for the Money, who came out to win the BC Cup Marathon. Not that gives him a lot of substance beating this horse sprinting, but still, it's a live horse that came back and won, and that was for 6. That was just a little more money. So I think a Beal on the class drop is going to be pretty tough. London did run in the 62.52 starts back, and he didn't get the best of trips that day, but he came back and ran a good runner-up effort last time. He's got to be in the mix. And I agree with the 2, Broward County. I mean, he's a cool horse. It's 2 starts this year, 2 good efforts, and he's sitting on a win. Unfortunately, he's hit a couple of class droppers, and which might hurt his chances of getting the winner's circle, but maybe they may turn in subpar efforts, and he's one good enough to win. I went 5, 3, and 2 in the Sunday finale. Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday, August the 7th, races. Next up on screen, there they are. The picks for the Sunday card. A little recap. Back on race number 1, I went to the 4 Final Exit, 4-5-3 for me in the opener. And race number 2, I went to the 6 Sherry Sugar Rush, 6-2-7 for me in the second. Race number 3, the 6 Rio Hana, and the 3 Mini Fridge look inseparable to me. I went 6-3-4. Race number 4, the 3 Slicer Red over the 4 Mysterious Soul and the 1 Remember to Breathe. But what an excellent feature event we do have in race number 4. Good competitive field of 6. In race number 5, I went to the 8 Say Fabulous, 8, 3, and 5. Race number 6, I went to the 8 Admiral Jackson over the 4 Royal Briar and the 5 Amber Moon. Race number 7, I went to the 9 Adams River Run, probably one of the better bets of the day, 9-6-1. And in the finale, I went to the 5 Abil, 5-3-2. Now on to Drew.
There we go. Back in the first race, I went to the 4 Final Exit over the 2 and the 3. In the second, the baby race, I went to the 2 A Star to Be over the 7 and the 1. In the third, I went to number 3, good old Mini Fridge over the 4 and the 6.
Love the Mini Fridge.
In the fourth, number 3, Slice of Red over the 2 and the 6. In the fifth, number 3, Franzer's Finest over the 8 and the 4. In the sixth, I went to number 7, Creus over the 8 and the 1. I agree with Mike, probably the best bet of the day in the 7th race. Number 9, Adams River Run over the 1 and the 5. And in the nightcap, I went to the 3, London over the 2 and the 5.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to this edition of Handicappers Corner. A quick reminder, our next live card will be Friday, August the 12th. Yep. We do have Friday night racing again, probably 7 live races on the Friday night program. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully enjoy the weekend's races. Don't forget about the $92,000 Sea to Sky Pick 6 carryover. If you can't make it out to the track on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, make sure you come out here to the Derby Bar and Grill if you're in the area. Lots of TVs and lots of great simulcasting right now with Saratoga and Del Mar. Please do come on out and enjoy the great food Chef Andy has here and the great staff that Drew has here. So it should be a lot of fun. If you can't make it out to the track, get here to the Derby. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner at the Derby Bar and Grill.